Are we live? Hold up. Wait a second. Is it Thursday already? Is it Tuesday already? Can it be Tuesday already? I just want the next freaking episode. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing on this fine Thursday evening? How is everybody doing? How did you guys like that last episode of Ahsoka? Did you like the last episode of Ahsoka? What's up, guys? It's Mike, a guy who loves Star Wars. We got a lot to unpack tonight. That last episode, not only was it incredible, but it gives us so much to speculate about for what's to come in these last two episodes, but for what's to come for the future of Star Wars in general, with Grand Admiral Thrawn making his way to the original Star Wars galaxy, with Baylan out here looking for some craziness, with the Night Sisters almost completely being wiped out and who wiped them out. There's so many questions that we're going to get into, all of them tonight, and if we miss out on some of them, that's great, because we got a live stream on Saturday too. That's why we do the 3 live streams until before the next episode. But we got a lot, and I mean a lot, to talk about tonight. So smash a freaking like on this video, and while you're at it, throw your ranking for this episode out of 10 in the chat. What do we think about this episode? Rank it out of 10. How do we like this last episode of Ahsoka? Let me open up the chat real quick so I can see what you guys are talking about. How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Austin says, I loved that episode. Dominic says, all hail Thrawn, the heir to the Empire. Oh yeah, we're going to talk all about Grand Admiral Thrawn and his awesome first live action appearance. Whew, it was amazing. I can't do what I want you. There we go. Got it. Star Wars Kata, did I get that right? Please tell me I got it right first try. Star Wars Kata says, I think the night troopers are actually stormtroopers who survived the crash. Well, I think they all died. I think they're brought back to life by the Night Sister magic. But we're going to get into that too. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into all of it. Dominic says, there is a dark power calling to Baylan. Yes, and we'll get into that as well. We got a 10 out of 10 from Austin, an 8.5 from Kata, a 10 out of 10 from Dominic. Brandon says, hello there. Aim Punch, what's up, Aim Punch? What do we think about this episode? Rank it out of 10. Rank it out of 10. Yes, you said it true. Oh, let's go. Got it the first time. First try. All right. My ranking for that last episode started at an 8.5. Then I boosted it up to a 9 out of 10 for the breakdown video. Then I watched it like 3 more times. I've literally probably watched this episode more than I've slept over the last couple days here. And it's gone up even more. This episode is actually a 9.5 out of 10 in my personal opinion. And it just keeps getting better, honestly, the more and more I watch it. The introduction of Thrawn, the introduction of Ezra, this new army, the Night Sisters is a mystery. What's in the boxes? What is calling out to Baylan? All the Baylan and Shin scenes are fucking masterpieces. And just this whole new Peridia, the whole new galaxy, the whole new landscape, the kingdom that used to be filled with Night Sisters that's now ruins, all of it is so damn cool. And did I mention Ezra frickin' Bridger? I might be a gigantic Rebels fan, but oh my god, every time he shows up, it's just like, whew, so damn good. Iman Esfandi is the perfect cast for Ezra Bridger, and anybody who thinks otherwise, I will find you and I will disagree with you. Aimed Punch says, a strong 8 out of 10 for me. That's solid. Austin says, I think the Yuzon Vong will come in. I think the Yuzon Vong will definitely be coming, but we'll talk about that in a little bit here. Star Wars Kata says, how Thrawn survived from the crash with the broken glass and the stormtroopers didn't. We're going to get into that as well too. How did Thrawn and Ezra survive this crash? It's going to be a long stream tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot to get into. Ezra's actor is Iranian, just like me. Oh, that's cool, Kata. That's very cool. Ezra Bridger's the best. He is quite literally the best. But let's break down this whole entire episode, okay? We're going to do it pretty much shot by shot, but there's so much going on in every single freaking episode. I mean, every single freaking scene. So we got a lot to break down here. Aimed Punch says, yeah, I might get some heat for this, but I think Thrawn is the weakest aspect of this show. That's pretty crazy, Aimed Punch. I think you will get some heat for that, but I see where you come from, and I respectfully disagree. You're wrong. Just kidding, but much love. I think Thrawn's entrance was spectacular. Lars is eating up every second of screen time that he has, from knowing who Baylan is, to his conversation with Sabine, to literally throwing Baylan and Shin out to the wolves, almost literally. And then until his last moments, when he asks the Night Sisters for their help again. Now we're going to talk about these Night Sisters and what the hell's going on with them and Thrawn, and why they're so close, and why they're helping him, and why he's helping them, and what's going on. We're going to get into all of it, but we got to start from the beginning. At least Thrawn's face must be burned. What? Must be burned? You lost me there. Not as smart as Palpatine. Well, Palpatine, there's a few different Palpatines. Palpatine in the sequel trilogy, Palpatine in the prequel trilogy, and Palpatine in the original trilogy are completely different people almost. I mean, in the prequels and the original trilogy, he's always kind of like Thrawn. He's 10 steps ahead, but he also has the Force. So we'll see. Your pal Joe says a 9.8 out of 10. What's up, Mike? How we doing, your pal Joe? How we doing, Joe? I hope we can resurrect Ray Stevenson. I know. So that's going to be the big bummer of this whole stream, is Baylan's so damn cool. Baylan is so damn cool. And he just keeps getting better. And this whole who's calling to him stuff, I think it will be revealed by the end of the show, but I think it's going to leave us on a cliffhanger with Baylan and Shin supposed to get more of their story being told. And it's going to suck. It's going to suck when we have to realize that we're not going to get much more of Baylan because Ray has sadly passed away. Pro Mike Connor says, what's up? What's up, Pro Mike? How we doing? Great name, by the way, of course, if I haven't mentioned that 1,000 times. Don't count Palpatine in the sequels. It was a clone of him. That's true. Sure. Baylan is just too damn cool. Yeah, it pains me. It really does. All right, let's start from the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start it up. Your pal Joe says, I seriously think that the sun is calling to Baylan. I think you're wrong, but I'll tell you why I think you're wrong in a little bit here. So it starts off with Hu Yang. I don't know why I keep doing that, guy. I don't understand. And Ahsoka Tano. And they're flying through hyperspace. Of course, they're behind Shin and Baylan and Sabine and Morgan Elsbeth because they had like a few day head start. When Ahsoka wakes up, she's out for a day. It takes about at least probably 12 hours to a day to find Ahsoka in the water because you can tell by the sunset and the sunrise. So it's about a few days since Sabine has left and the others have left. So, of course, we have to have them kind of stall for a little bit here. And what happens is actually very interesting. The conversation they have is very interesting. What Ahsoka says right off the bat is, I didn't tell Hera everything. I didn't tell her that Sabine left willingly with the bad guys. She left willingly with the bad guys. And at first, Hu Yang, guys, I got it. Don't worry about it. Hu Yang says, there's no way Sabine would ever do that, blah, blah, blah. And then he says, well, maybe it was her only option. And it was her only option. She cares so much for Ezra, and she would do anything to go find him. She just saw Ahsoka die and was like, okay, I might as well just go with the bad guys. Right? So then they start to talk about the teachings. Now, Hu Wang has been around for thousands and thousands of years at the Jedi Temple, teaching Jedi not only how to craft their lightsabers, but teaching them the history. And they talk about how it's a 3-part history, and Ahsoka says, oh yeah, the first part is the best part. And I think that's mainly talking about how maybe the origins of the Jedi and the beginning parts of the Jedi and stuff like that. So we don't get to hear this, but Hu Yang does say, in a galaxy far, far away, and he starts his story that he starts to talk to Ahsoka. Now, what's very interesting to me, what's extremely interesting to me, is this is the only scene you see of Ahsoka. This is the only Ahsoka you see in episode 6 of the Ahsoka show. And not a word from anybody. Not a word. Nobody cares. Not a single person complained that Ahsoka wasn't in this episode because this episode was straight fire. It's very different from the Book of Boba Fett, which people complained about Boba not being in episodes 5 and 6, because that was Boba's show, and Boba up until that point was kind of just neglected and beta fett and whatever you want to call it. he wasn't the bubble we remember. Ahsoka is in those first couple episodes, and it allows us to appreciate this episode without Ahsoka in it. So it's very different from the Book of Boba Fett treatment, and honestly, it didn't upset anybody. It didn't upset anybody, which is great, which is absolutely great because the rest of this episode was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Let me open up the chat in this other page I got going here. Whoa, what the hell was that? Better. That's better. Okay. Let me, wait, what the fuck? What the? Can I, like, what the hell? Zoom out. Zoom out. There we go. Got it. All right, there we go. Now I got the chat. Here we go. Whoa. Ezra, mainly minimal, what's up, says, Ezra's gonna have some crazy new tricks. I definitely think so, too. I think Ezra's hiding something from Sabine. We know Sabine is hiding stuff from Ezra. We'll get to that in a little bit. Ypal Joe says, I think Ezra's going to be rusty with the Force. Interesting. I don't think so. I think he's been training quite hard since he got to this new galaxy. Aimed Punch says, I don't like Ahsoka like that. What do you mean? Like Ahsoka the White? Why not? Why not? I like Shin Hati. Shin has become quite the character, I must say. Ypal Joe says, Hera is a real smoke show in this show. That was Marok. I think you're confused. I think you're a little bit confused there. Mainly Minimal says, it's Sabine for me. Okay, guys, calm down. Calm down. I just rewatched Mando Season 3, Episode 1, and I saw the Purgle going through hyperspace. Yeah, a lot of people thought that that could have been the same Purgle that Ahsoka was in. I mean, I think it's just, like, coincidence, you know? Yeah, no? Pro Mike says, do you think Ezra will have a new lightsaber? That's possible. That's possible. Jay, what's up, Jay? How we doing? All right, let's move on to the next scene. Then we get Sabine in her jail cell on the Eye of Sion, and you get this scene when they come out of hyperspace. And you got Baylan, Morgan, and Shin, and Morgan explains that they talk about the Purgle. And it's interesting because Baylan says this is where the Purgle come to die. And as they go closer to the planet that has a ring around it, in the ring is corpses of dead Purgle, which is freaking insane. This is where the Purgle come to die. It's wild. But what Morgan says is that her people, the Night Sisters, were one of the first people to be able to ride the Purgle. Now, they don't know that Ahsoka is riding in a Purgle right behind them. They don't know that. She's just saying this out of her own free will, I guess. But what's interesting is she says she's one of the first to learn how to ride the Purgle, meaning they weren't the first. The Night Sisters weren't the first. She could have said we were the first, but that would be a lie because they weren't the first. Now, who was the first? Maybe the Yuzon Vong, maybe the Grisk, maybe somebody else. But it wasn't the Night Sisters. Now we get closer to the planet. Let me see what my next picture is, by the way. Oh, wait, no, that can't be right. What the hell? That comes first. Sorry. Then we get closer to the planet. We come down to the planet. They take Sabine with them because they're like, Sabine's still an asset, blah, 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 blah. And we get ruins. Absolute ruins. This whole planet, what used to be a kingdom for the Night Sisters, is now in ruins, and there's really only one mountain left with a structure inside of it. They land on it, and we get to see, for the first time in live action, real Night Sisters. Now, I'm not saying Morgan Elsbeth isn't a real Night Sister. I'm just saying these are more of the traditional-looking Night Sisters. They're called the Great Mothers, I believe. Thrawn refers to them as the Great Mothers. They look so damn good. So damn good. The red, I mean, it looks straight out of the Clone Wars. It looks fantastic. But what's interesting is, when they first land, they are using these three ball things to create a triangle, and that's the beacon that's calling out to Morgan Elsbeth. And then, when they land, and they're talking to them, and Morgan Elsbeth asks where Thrawn is, and they're like, oh, he's on his way. First of all, where the hell was Thrawn? Why wasn't he here already? Is he off-world? Is he somewhere else on the world? What is he doing? Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn in all this? Because he just shows up and doesn't explain where he was. We'll get to that in a second. But what's interesting is they smell the Jedi on Sabine. They smell Jedi on Sabine. Now, we know one thing about Sabine. She hasn't been able to use the Force, and she is definitely not a Jedi. So why do they smell Jedi on Sabine? They most likely just probably smell Ahsoka, right? Most likely. What's up, Finn? How we doing? Aim Punch says, they can't sense Ahsoka because she's inside an emo whale. No, they did sense her at the end of the episode. We'll get to that. Austin says, maybe Thrawn will kill the Purgle. Well, he kind of says he's going to kill the Purgle, yeah. They look like evil nuns. They kind of do look like evil nuns. But that's kind of what they are. Like, if you really think about it, they are supposed to be like these witches, these worshippers, and they're supposed to be evil. Finn Wickens, what's up, Finn? Says, yo, what's up, everybody? Sorry I'm a bit late. Don't worry about it, Finn. Brandon says, could Enoch, which is Thrawn's new trooper, be the most powerful from the Nightmare Legion? I think he could be. I mean, he is the captain of the whole army there. We'll see. Star Wars Kata says, look, why no one in the New Republic talked about Grand Admiral Ray Sloan? What? What you talking about? Ray Sloan? I don't know what you're talking about. Austin says, ancient Night Sisters. Yeah, so we don't know how old these Night Sisters are, but we do know that they're the last of the Night Sisters. That's what we know, you know? They're the last of the Night Sisters. So they smell the Jedi on Ahsoka. On Sabine, but they're smelling Ahsoka. And they wrap her up in those same 3 orbs. And they put her in a prison. And while Sabine is in that prison, we get a conversation between Baylan and Shin. Now, I think, yeah, right here. Now, this conversation is the first of 2 that are extremely important. Whatever the hell Baylan's up to, I want to know so badly. So badly. But this conversation is very good. Baylan talks about how he learned about this place at the Jedi Temple, very similar to what Ahsoka and Hu Juang were just talking about in hyperspace. Now, what's interesting is Shin says that, like, oh, shouldn't I know these stories? Shouldn't you teach me these stories? And he's like, no, I want you to be something greater than a Jedi. Now, with the Padawan braid and all this other stuff, it seems like Shin kind of wants to be a Jedi. And did any of you guys get this kind of feeling in this episode where Shin almost like didn't want to be a bad guy? Like, she's following Baylan. She trusts Baylan. Baylan's her master. But did anybody else kind of get that feeling that, like, Shin is maybe going to turn on Baylan? Maybe not turn on Baylan, but, like, maybe come to the light side, you know? Yeah, you guys sense that? I just got that feeling. It's like a bunch of the stuff that Baylan was saying to Shin was, like, not really having a part of it, you know? Star Wars Kata says, she is who makes the First Order. She escapes from the Battle of Jakku. What? Who are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about the other Grand Admiral. I thought you were talking about Shin. I was like, what are you talking about? Jay says, why do you keep calling him Hu Yang Huge Wayne? It's not Huge Wayne, it's Huge Wang, Jay. And it's a joke. Just kidding, much love. Your pal Joe says, I think Shin is sensing that she may not be a part of the long-term plan. Yeah, I think she's probably nervous about who the hell we're going to see right now. You know? I don't know what's going on. Finn says, whoa, Mike, did you just say that Shin could turn on Baylan? Let's keep this family friendly, man. Oh, okay. Took me a second, but yes, sorry, I apologize. Brandon says, did the 3 great Night Sisters leave Dothamir before Grievous's massacre of the Night Sisters? No, I don't think so. I think these Night Sisters that we're seeing here have always been here. I think they have just always been here. I don't think they left before Grievous wiped them all out. I don't think so. I don't think they were ever there, frankly. I don't think so. All right, but what Baylan says here is there's this endless cycle going on of good versus evil. You have the Jedi in power, then the Jedi fall. Then you have the Empire in power, then the Empire falls. Now you have the New Republic in power, and they're going to fall. So it just goes back and forth and back and forth. And Baylan says, Shin says, isn't Thrawn going to, that's why we're with Thrawn, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He's going to get the power, whatever. Baylan says, it's just a fleeting power. Even Thrawn, who they seem to have all this power with the Night Sisters, with this undead army of stormtroopers, all this stuff. Even with Thrawn, Baylan sees him failing. He says he wants to start from the beginning and end this cycle. What the bleepity bleep bleep does that mean? What is he talking about? Who is he talking about? Why is he talking about? When is he talking about? How is he talking about? Are you kidding me right now? Baylan is just spewing this crazy knowledge and all this mystery, and Shin doesn't know. We don't know. We really want to know. And it's killing me. But there is another scene that we'll get to later that also has more of their conversation going on. So then we go back to Sabine, who's in her prison, and she's trying to use the Force on the door. Again, she still can't use it. I love the struggle. It's a great piece to add to Sabine's character. She's really trying to use the Force. She really, really is, but she can't do it. It's great. It's amazing. It's so good. But the room around her starts to shake. And at first, you kind of think she might be using the Force, but no, it's not. It's not. She's not using the Force. No. That's the Chimera. Now we get the first look at the Chimera, which is Thrawn's flagship. And it is so damn cool. So damn cool. Okay? The gold fixing of the ship, because it was destroyed probably in hyperspace by the Purgle and all that stuff. So damn cool. Looks amazing. The music was amazing. This being the introduction to Thrawn, or right before Thrawn shows up, this ominous ship that's lined with gold. It's so freaking cool. So freaking cool. What do we got? What did you guys think about the Chimera? Did you think it was awesome? Great entrance. Aimed Punch says Shin should murder Baylan, and I wouldn't mind that at all. I wouldn't mind that just because Baylan, Ray Stevenson, has passed away. If Baylan makes it out of this show, it's gonna bum me out, man. It really is. Finn says Baylan keeping his plan a secret. He really is, but why? Why is he keeping this such hush hush, even with his own Padawan? Whoever he's looking for, whatever he's looking for, whether it's the Grisk, the Vong, an ancient Sith, the Sun, the Bendu, whatever you guys think it could possibly be, the Rakata. Why not just tell Shin and tell us? Really, why not just tell us? Jay says Baylan is a physiological weapon like Thrawn. He's not nearly as powerful as Thrawn with the mind games. No, he's not. But maybe. Brandon says probably Shin will become the canon version of Mara Jade. I could see something similar to that, but she won't fall in love with Luke. I don't think. Finn says in the Krennic voice, "Oh, it's beautiful." Yeah, I know. This ship is so damn cool. Jay says, "I was hoping she didn't open the door with the Force." Yeah, me either. I love the struggle. I love the struggle with the Force, and it's fantastic. Star Wars Kata says, "It turns from the Class 1 to the Class 2 Star Destroyer." Well, yeah. Yes. Wait, what? Does it really? You mean it's a different Star Destroyer in Rebels? Jay says dub ship. Finn says, nah, that's right there. Nah, that right there is art. Yeah, it's incredible. It's a great introduction to the character of Thrawn without even showing Thrawn. His awesome, cool, badass ship. Whew, so damn cool. Austin says, maybe Thrawn is scared of the Bendu. Well, we know Thrawn's scared of the Bendu, but I don't think the Bendu has made it out to this galaxy. The Bendu is in the Star Wars galaxy that we know from before. Brandon says, me after seeing the Chimera, this is where the fun begins. Yeah, it looks incredible. Aim Punch says, I kind of think that Shin likes Sabine. Ooh. They do have a weird tension. I don't know if she likes her, but I think she wants to choke her to death, but we'll see. Maybe it's a different kind of choking. Star Wars Kata says, yes, it's different. Some say that it's true, but it isn't. So it's a different ship, you mean? Interesting. I don't know. I'll have to double check that. But then, of course, we get what we've all been waiting for. Grand Admiral Thrawn. So what do we think of Grand Admiral Thrawn? Because a lot of people, I've heard online, a lot of people didn't like the appearance. Didn't like that Thrawn was, Lars was a little bit, they called it a beer belly. Ridiculous. They didn't like the blue. They didn't like, I've heard a ton of complaints. But quite frankly, I think all those people are really stupid and dumb. Really, really stupid and dumb. And I think Thrawn's first appearance was incredible. Absolutely amazing. I think he looks great. I think Lars voices him spectacular as he did before. But I think he looks incredible. Now let's pull it up. Did you like Thrawn's appearance? Whoops. Did you like Thrawn's appearance? Let's hear it. Yes or no? You tell me. You tell me. What did we think? Oh, I love that. 100% yeses right off the bat. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Darth Revan, what's up, Darth Revan? Are you the real Darth Revan? I don't think it's going to happen, but I really hope it's Abeloth that Baylan is sensing. We're going to talk about Abeloth a little bit because it's possible. Abeloth hasn't been brought into canon yet, but in Legends, she does call out to, like, she lures in Jedi to, like, kill them, pretty much. She does do that, like, calling out to Jedi, and somebody's calling out to Baylan. So what if it is Abeloth? That would be insanity. That would be insanity. Aimed Punch says, it's the same, it's just damaged, right? I believe so. I believe. I don't know. Maybe. Jay says, didn't they say something about the old Rakatan being a mentor for Ezra and an ally to Thrawn? Yeah, so this old Rakatan was in leaks from like 4 or 5 years ago, from before this show was even in the works, you know? So that old Rakatan might not be around anymore, or they might have changed the character. And maybe this is an old Rakatan that is calling out to Baylan. It's possible. That is possible as well. Ypal Joe says maybe Shin is just jealous of Sabine on how she is able to be taught by a Jedi. Interesting. That could be true. Finn says the Night Troopers probably got to be the closest we've ever gotten to live action Death Troopers. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yep. Jay says he looks great. Lars did a great job. I agree. Austin says maybe Ezra wanted to help Thrawn. I don't think so. Why would he want to do that? Aim Punch says, I only have one problem with Thrawn, and it's not his appearance. Well, what's your problem? What's the problem? Ypal Joe says, you can't compare Rebels animation to live action. Oh, you definitely can't do that. Rebels animation, I mean, look at Yoda in Rebels. Like, he looks nothing like Yoda. Brandon says, Thrawn looks terrifying. Great. That's great. From a guy who has Thrawn from Rebels as his profile picture, that is fantastic to hear. Darth Revan says, yeah, I heard that too, but it's just a rumor right now, and I hope it's true. Talking about the ancient Rakatan. Yeah. Finn says, is the math going to be mathin', though? I don't know. So far it is. Oh, wait. 91% of you do like his appearance, and 9% say no. Interesting. Star Wars Kata says, I think it's okay. It's okay to... Wait. I think... Enoch is actually the translator of Thrawn when he first came to the Empire. Translator of Thrawn when he first came. Oh, you mean like from the Thrawn books? I don't know. The Enoch character has a little bit of mystery to him, but I don't think he's like of some crazy significance, you know? I don't think he's like crazy significance. But I do think he's probably some sort of significance. We're going to go full screen for a little bit here, just as I catch up, you know? Your pal Joe says, oops. I mean, you can, but it's not a fair comparison, to compare Rebels in live action. 100%. Somebody said that he has the V in his head, and I actually like that. He has the V in his head because, because that's what he looks like in Rebels, and they had to add that. Wait, what the frack's going on here? All right, I think I fixed it. Star Wars Kata says, I think they could do better for Thrawn, but at all. What? It's great. Yeah, I think it's great. I think you're going to get a lot more Thrawn, and he's going to look even better and better the more we get of him, you know? There we go. Fixed it. Isn't Abeloth in the unknown regions, like, with, like, Exegol? Well, yes and no. In Legends, yes, but you could easily change that. Michael Parker, what's up? Michael says, I like Baylan and Shin. I think Baylan and Shin will team up with Ezra and Sabine. Ooh, that would be crazy. I don't think so. I think Baylan's got his mind set on one thing and one thing only, and it's whatever the hell's calling to him. I think you're going to get a cool fight scene and get Ezra doing some badass stuff with his new Force abilities when Baylan and Shin run into Sabine and Ezra. But we'll see. Brandon says, I wonder what Timothy Zahn thought about his character. Thrawn brought into live action in Ahsoka. Well, it seems like Timothy had some sort of input on what happened. He did seem to have some sort of input, which is great. Finn says, Mike, don't put that horrendous image of Rebels Yoda in my head. I know. Rebels Yoda is a tough one. It's a tough one. Austin says, maybe Ezra will help Thrawn against the Yuzon Vong. I don't think so. I think Thrawn's on the run. Maybe from the Vong. Maybe from somebody else. We don't know. But he's definitely on the run from something. Even Baylan says it later on. Aim Punch says, the fact that Ezra is still alive really puzzles me and makes me not feel like he is a competent antagonist. Thrawn, I mean. I guess, but it's a whole planet. I guess you could argue that it was so easy for Sabine to find Ezra. Why couldn't Thrawn do that? Well, Thrawn doesn't think the same way that Sabine does, and Sabine, of course, is looking for her friend, and that's a completely different scenario. Ezra could easily hide from Thrawn, and I'm sure Thrawn had some other things to deal with than Ezra Bridger at the time of arrival. More like staying alive. Probably making this negotiation with the Night Sisters to stay alive. What if Thrawn did die and the Night Sisters brought him to life too, along with his army? What I find interesting, and let me pull up this image of Thrawn again. What I find interesting is Thrawn's suit. It's very white. We don't know how he kept it so white this whole entire time. It's a little strange to me. But it's very white, except for this one little circle here. It's like scuffed up and has a little bit of dirt on it. Now that's obviously for a reason, and I don't know why, but it's a weird detail to have. Because if the dry cleaner in this new galaxy can't get that out of his white suit, I mean, what's the point? What's the point? But yeah, I just thought that was fascinating. Key little detail. Whoa, what the hell? Jay says, Enoch looks different from what I thought he would look like. Oh, yeah, me too. I thought there would just be like a gold plate in front of his face. The mask itself looks way cooler than I actually thought it ever imagined. Darth Revan says, they might change that and put her in a different galaxy. Yeah, the Abeloth thing. Yeah, I agree. Thrawn is a little bit fat. He's not fat, guys. He's just eaten well these last 10 years. I think he looks great. Dude, where's Cup 99 at? Oh, it comes. It'll come. Darth Revan says, I wonder who's going to fight her if it is Abeloth. Nobody in canon at this point is strong enough to take her down. Wait, what the hell? Jesus, this message goes on forever. To take her down. No Grandmaster Luke and no Darth Krayt. Well, Grandmaster Luke could be on the way. I mean, we could get a version of Grandmaster Luke in some form, but yeah, there is no Darth Krayt. You're not wrong there. Star Wars Cada, I apologize, says how Thrawn wants to destroy the New Republic with just a broken Star Destroyer and a few Night Sisters. That's a great question, and I'm doing a full-on video about the Thrawn's army that'll come out probably tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow. I really hope tomorrow at 12 p.m., so watch out for that video. But it is an interesting question. How is Thrawn going to take on the whole entire New Republic with just this small army? It is a pretty cool army of undead stormtroopers, but it's not that big. It's really not that big of an army. So how is he going to take on the whole New Republic? I don't know. We'll see. Jay says, do you think that we will see the Chiss in the final 2 episodes? I don't know. The thing is, the Thrawn novels are canon, and the Thrawn novels have the Chiss ascendancy, Thrawn and his other members of his species, and the reason Thrawn enters the Empire is to provide protection for his people. Now, we haven't seen any other Chiss in Star Wars. Maybe we will. It's still unclear. But as of right now, I don't think so. I don't think we will. Michael says, imagine how many stormtroopers Ezra has killed. I'm sure he's had to protect himself for sure. Yeah, I mean, he's got the chainmail armor on at the end. He's definitely had to fight some stormtroopers for sure. Aim Punch says, I see a lot of people saying that in favor of Thrawn, but I don't know. I don't see it yet. I don't know what you're referring to, but yes. Jay says, doesn't Luke destroy her in Legends? Yes, so Luke eventually defeats Abeloth in Legends. But that's a way more powerful Luke Skywalker than we have right now in canon, that's for sure. And now we can get the good cups that follows orders, okay? Let's gonna get some good cups follow orders in the chat, please. Michael says, I hope we get to see other Sith or Jedi in this universe. I think you could see some Force users, but I don't think they would be classified as Jedi or Sith. But I think you definitely could see some other Force users, you know? Finn says, the turtle people are going to come in and pull an Ant-Man Quantumania where they all defeat the villain. No, that's definitely not happening, and I'm very glad it won't. But I think the turtle people might actually be a little bit more intriguing than you think. Mono, I love the profile picture. Is that Obi-Wan from the Clone Wars, or is that just you? Says, if we see the Chiss, I'm hoping we start the Empire of the Hand. Oh, yeah. I think you'll probably... I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be an Ahsoka Season 2, then maybe you'll see some of that, but I don't think they can fit that into this season. I don't think so. Austin says, I think Thrawn will go to Coruscant. That actually might be what happens. Think about it. Coruscant in the sequel trilogy... Let's go full screen for this convo. Coruscant in the sequel trilogy never gets visited. And when Starkiller Base blows up the New Republic, it blows up the Hosnian Prime system, right? The Hosnian Prime system, yeah. And that's supposed to be where the capital of the New Republic is. Why did it move? Right now it's on Coruscant. Why did it move? Maybe it moved because Thrawn came in and freaking annihilated Coruscant. There's a possibility that that is the case. And we could see Thrawn coming to Coruscant, and that would be so damn cool. That would be amazing. That would be so freaking cool. Imagine. Whew. It's quite a good theory, Austin. Quite a good theory. Star Wars Kata says, Disney won't risk that much. Won't risk this much. That brings Abeloth. Wait, won't risk this much. That brings Abeloth. What? I'm guessing you're saying Disney won't risk bringing in Abeloth. I disagree. I think Abeloth is not a safe bet for sure. I mean, she's ridiculously powerful and creepy as balls, but look at all the risks they're taking with this show. The world between worlds, this new galaxy, even the Night Sisters, they could have come off stupid. They look great, but they could have come off stupid. Even Thrawn, he's a big blue meanie. That could have come off stupid. There's a lot riding on how Ahsoka performs, and it's performing great. And it's Dave Filoni taking risks again. He literally had these giant space whales, and Ahsoka flew in the mouth of them. And I get he's already introduced a lot of that stuff in animation, and Star Wars fans already love that. But to the normie fan, think about this giant space whale. It just sounds stupid. And the fact that Dave Filoni can pull this off, gives me hope. It gives me hope. Go away. What is this? Go. There we go. Got it. It gives me hope that Disney will take more risks with Dave Filoni in charge. It does. Thanks for the good cups follow orders. Star Wars Kata says, we know Thrawn will be defeated by the time of episode 7. That's true. We do know that. But a lot can happen. Like we said, Coruscant's not even in the sequel trilogy. Thrawn could literally take over the capital of the New Republic. There's still a whole 25 to 30-ish years going on here. We got a lot of story to tell. Mono says, I doubt they will do Abeloth, but the Bendu, or resurrected Mortis gods. Yeah, that could be true, but Abeloth is technically kind of like a Mortis god. She's the mother almost. So it's possible. It is possible. Michael says, I was thinking maybe in this universe, when Sabine tries to open the door using the Force, maybe non-Force users are more open to it. Wait, what? Open to this universe, if that makes sense. Non-Force users are more open to the Force in this new universe. It kind of makes sense, but I don't think that's what's going on here. Ypal Joe says, it's funny that we are calling them turtle people. I thought of crabs when I first saw them. Oh, really? No, I almost immediately thought of turtles, but they're called the naughty. I'm calling them the naughty. The naughty. Yep. Mr. or Mrs. Lightwood. What is your profile picture? Says, yo, y'all, what's up? Mono says, defeated or in the unknown regions. Yeah, that's possible. Thrawn could survive. Thrawn definitely could survive and survive past the sequel trilogy. I mean, he wasn't in the original trilogy. He wasn't in the prequel trilogy. And he's a lot like Ahsoka Tano, who could, again, be around through that time. Hosnian system. I said that, right? Yeah, the Hosnian system is where the New Republic headquarters or capital is during the time of the sequel trilogy. But right now, it's Coruscant. So what changed? Maybe Thrawn. Maybe Thrawn. Darth Revan says, if the rumors about the Rakata are true, and it is someone like Abeloth, that would explain the movie. Wait. This would also explain the movies. They are announced a while ago with Dave. Wait, why is this chat like cutting off? With the Dawn of the Jedi movie, which might delve into the Rakata. Yeah, so I think these 3 movies that were announced, the Rey movie, which is post-sequels, the Mando movie, which is during the time of this, the Thrawn stuff and all this stuff, and the Dawn of the Jedi movie, I think those 3 movies, all at separate times in the timeline, were all announced for a specific reason. And I think Dave Filoni has a lot of pull now and is the reason that those 3 movies were announced. Because I think not only is Dave's movie going to reveal this new threat, maybe the Yuzan Vong or the Grisk, and that threat might be the threat of the Rey movie, but I also think that the Dawn of the Jedi, which is 25,000 years before all this, will tie into all of this. So we're seeing this ruins of a Night Sister kingdom. Maybe you'll see the Night Sister kingdom flourishing in the Dawn of the Jedi movie. You're seeing this old, back on Cetos, you're seeing this old Rakatan star map. Maybe you'll see that when it's not broken down. Maybe you'll see that when there's a whole, maybe village around that temple, around that map. You're seeing the Night Sister's stronghold on that other planet from episode 2. Maybe that isn't destroyed in this Dawn of the Jedi movie. You're seeing a lot of these things that Dave Filoni's putting into place. Ancient species, talking about the beginning with Ahsoka, even at the beginning of this episode, talking about Huge Wang knowing about the beginning of the Jedi, teaching the younglings that. All of this, I think, could be tied together from the beginning to now to even post-sequel world. So yeah, I think Dave's going big. He's going real big in 3 different time periods that are all going to be interconnected. Yeah. Darth Revan says, the heir to the Empire does the Thrawn story, and the new Jedi Order might deal with a new threat. Only shame is we won't get to see Luke versus Abeloth if that happens. That's true, but what if Abeloth is a threat now and gets taken care of by Luke, and then the next threat is like the Yuzan Vong or the Grisk? You could get the best of both worlds. Lightwood says, hope the Force is with everyone this evening. I hope it's with you too. Holy crap, we got a bunch of new people in here. Smash a freaking like on this video. Smash a subscription, of course. Much love to all of you. Jay says, imagine it happens during the Hera trial. Oh, yeah, like they come in, like Thrawn's army comes into Coruscant during the Hera trial. Think about it. When Thrawn left the galaxy, now we don't know how much Thrawn knows about the current galaxy and the state of the current galaxy, but when he left the galaxy, the Empire was in charge. So how much does Thrawn really know? Like, how much did he miss? How much does he think he knows? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Finn says, bro, just seeing the Chimera in Coruscant's orbit would be so dope. Oh my God, yeah. That'll be insane. That'll be insane. Jay says, if they bring Abeloth, I want Starkiller. Oof, the best of both worlds. Austin says, if Thrawn truly destroys Coruscant, Leia starts the resistance. That could be the case. It could be the case that Leia gets kind of taken out of the Senate because of her connection to Darth Vader, but it could be possible. Finn says, Dave is the GOAT, taking risks since 2008. Yeah, he's been always taking risks with the Mortis Gods, the World Between Worlds, Purgle, Space Whales, all that stuff. But they've always seemed to work. Aim Punch says, Disney needs to take risks. I agree. I completely agree. When you don't take risks, you get the sequel trilogy. Ypal Joe says, I think Coruscant gets destroyed in The Force Awakens. No, it doesn't. It's not. It's the Hosnian Prime system. It is not Coruscant. J.J. Abrams did want to blow up Coruscant, but they didn't let him. They did not let him. Star Wars Kata says, Leia made the Resistance 6 years before Episode 7, just after the First Order came. So yeah, we got a long time until that happens. A long time until that happens. Brandon says, could Thrawn use the combined Imperial remnant under Pelion and his undead stormtrooper to destroy the New Republic in Ahsoka finale? I think you could get a glimpse of that. I think you're going to get Thrawn coming back into the galaxy in the finale and probably gaining a whole army. Because yeah, like you said, the Imperial remnant is a lot stronger than we know. We see that in The Mandalorian Season 3 specifically, with Moff Gideon's whole base on Mandalore. There's more bases like that. We see that one, of course, get blown up, but there are more like that. Yeah. Star Wars Kata says, Rey Sloane went to the Unknown Regions too. Really? I think we might be seeing Rey Sloane in Ahsoka. That's possible. But I don't know. I think we're going to focus probably more on freaking Thrawn, Jesus, instead. Austin Vasquez, what's up? We got so many freaking Austins in our channel, and I love it. Austin's a very popular name. Austin says, I just can't imagine going further in all of this threat stuff without Luke coming into play. What do you think? That's a great question. I think Luke is definitely going to come into play. I've heard so many people, because I'm just literally talking Star Wars 24/7 at this point, on Instagram, on Twitter, wherever it is, on YouTube. I've seen so many people talk about how you can't do the Heir to the Empire without Luke, so I'm not going to even watch the Ahsoka show. I'm like, that's ridiculous, first of all, because the Ahsoka show's peak. It's so damn good. But it's also ridiculous because I think Luke is going to be involved. I think Luke will be involved very heavily in not only Dave's movie, but even other projects probably leading up to Dave's movie. Think about it. We've already seen his Jedi Temple being created. We already saw him train with Grogu. He's already been in The Mandalorian Season 2 and the Book of Boba Fett. And you're most likely going to see him before the movie even releases as well. But Dave Filoni's not going to miss out on the opportunity to do one specific thing. And that's bring Luke, Leia, and Han on screen together for the first time since 1983. The sequels did not do that. Luke, Leia, and Han are never in the same scene together. And Dave Filoni's not going to miss the opportunity to do that. Your pal Joe says, who is Rey Sloane? We know that Rey Sloane is still around at the time of Episode 7, so she is still alive, so why can't Thrawn be alive as well? Is he going to answer it or no? Is he going to answer it? So I think Rey Sloane, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he is another Grand Admiral, one of the only other Grand Admirals that survives the Empire falling, like Moff Gideon. Not Moff Gideon. Moff Gideon's not a Grand Admiral, like Grand Admiral Thrawn. And I believe she loses at the Battle of Jakku, and that's the last we see of her, but she does survive, I believe. Lightwood says, I hope there is a second season of Ahsoka. What do you guys think about that? Give me a 1 into the chat if you want Ahsoka Season 2, or if you just want Dave to go into his movie. And why not make it a trilogy? At this point, just make it a freaking trilogy. Who doesn't want to see a Dave Filoni trilogy? But put a 1 into the chat if you want Ahsoka Season 2. Ahsoka Season 2. What do we think? Honey Badger says, sorry I'm late. And yes, Thrawn and the Night Sisters look absolutely amazing, and so does Ezra. Don't worry about it, Badger. What's up? Dave is going big or going home. I completely agree with that. I think Dave is going to put his foot down and say, look, I just had so much success with the Ahsoka show, and everybody loved it, so just give me everything. And he's going to get it. He's going to get it. Swagger Like Us, what's up? Swagger says, sup, Mike? Ezra has a great connection with nature and different species. It would be cool if we find him on, and it's cool that we find him on Peridia connecting with the indigenous crabs / the turtle, the naughty. I agree, and they are quite naughty, but it is cool that Ezra is there. It's a cool introduction because we know him, of course, as the guy who's always connecting with the animals, that he's hanging out with the animals. I actually think the naughty might come into play a little bit more here. I think they might just be force sensitive. And maybe taught Ezra a few things. Brandon says, if Thrawn takes over Coruscant like Thanos does in Infinity War, then the whole galaxy will be doomed. That's true, but we know that the whole galaxy is not doomed because we know what happens with the sequel trilogy. So we know that Thrawn eventually gets defeated, but maybe, just maybe, we see Thrawn and his undead army go take over Coruscant. Literally just straight up take over Coruscant from the New Republic. The New Republic has to flee to the Hosnian Prime system, and then we get Luke called in because they need their help. The good guys take the L hard by losing Coruscant. Their literal capital, they lose Coruscant, and that's when they have to bring in Luke and Leia and Han for one last mission. You know? Yeah, no. Thrawn knows everything. Night Sisters tell him everything. That's true. The Night Sisters are very, very cool. And we'll get into what I think's going on with their whole relationship in a second here. Darth Revan says, here's a theory. Thrawn comes in and gets ready to attack Coruscant at the end, and that's where the Dave Filoni movie picks up. That's a good theory. That's definitely a good theory. And it's probably what's going to happen. I mean, how cool would a Dave Filoni movie be of Thrawn taking over Coruscant and the good guys losing? And then you just make it a trilogy and you have the good guys winning in the end. Go for it. Go big or go home. Michael Parker says, if we could see Luke, could we get him as a Force projection like in episode 8? No, God, please, no. No. Dave wouldn't do that for a few reasons, because a lot of people don't like the Luke projection in episode 8. And he wants to actually fix it. You know? That's a lot of ones. You guys really want that Ahsoka season 2, huh? Interesting. Honey Badger says, Ezra, Thrawn, and the Night Sisters stole the episode for me, and of course my wife is getting better with her lightsaber and worse with her blasters. Jedi on the way. It's possible. They're definitely hyping it up that she's going to use the Force at some point. But now it's like, when is she going to use it? Like, it has to be something of extreme importance if she couldn't save herself from Shin in the forest with the Force. Finn says, we'll probably see a young Ben at the Academy sometime soon. Yeah, I think that could actually happen very soon. Like seeing a young Ben Solo, Luke Skywalker's Jedi Temple. We could actually get some cool stuff going on there. Darth Revan says, thoughts on Mara Jade maybe being in the Thrawn movie and something happening and she either dies or goes somewhere, maybe Peridia, and then comes back post-sequels and maybe with Luke's kids? Oh my God, how crazy would that be? What if Luke has to go into hiding, but he goes into hiding in the galaxy and sends his kids and his wife, Mara Jade, to the freaking different galaxy to protect them or something? That would be insane, Darth Revan. That's an incredible theory. Yeah. Here we go. Star Wars Kata says, Rey Sloane is a Grand Admiral who became in charge after the Battle of Endor, and she escaped from the Battle of Jakku. There you go. Yes, we need Ahsoka Season 2. It depends on how this one ends. I think there's no doubt. There you go. Well, Season 2 might be on the way. Didn't Ahsoka say that the last Grand Admiral was Thrawn in Ahsoka? Yeah, well, that's all they know about. They didn't even know Thrawn existed before Ahsoka. Like, they thought that Thrawn was dead. They thought he died along with Ezra on the Battle of Lothal. That's not what happened. So there might be other Grand Admirals out there somewhere. Darth Revan says he wants Ahsoka Season 2, and the movie is still going to take a while, so a second season might help flesh out things and keep the hype up. Honestly, my personal opinion, I would way rather have a Dave Filoni movie trilogy instead of the Ahsoka Season 2. But that's just me. Lightwood says, I want to see more of Ahsoka in her white outfit. It looks so gorgeous. I agree. I think the white outfit is a great look, and it's the same like the white on Thrawn. Like, white just looks sleek and cool. Even in this dark, dirty galaxy that we know from the original trilogy and beyond, it just looks cool. Star Wars Kata says Rex and Rax and Rey Sloane were at the Battle of Jakku. Rax wanted to destroy the planet, but Rey shot him. Rax tells her about making the First Order and dies. Rax tells her about. Oh, okay. Rey Sloane is supposed to be a main player. I hope we will see her soon. Yeah, it's possible that they could tie all that in. Right now, it seems like Ahsoka is its own kind of cool, condensed story. And I feel like it's going to open up to the whole galaxy very soon when Thrawn comes back. Because right now it's a very condensed story, but it will open up. What if Luke comes in and takes Jason to the temple, Jason Syndulla, and then Hera tells him about Thrawn's return? That would be kind of cool, Michael. That would be kind of cool. Honey Badger says, yes, definitely need an Ahsoka Season 2, but I definitely am a bit concerned about Baylan's character following Rey's passing. So hopefully they can carry on the story with Shin and hopefully Baylan. Yeah, I don't know what they'll do about that. Deepfake, recast, I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. There has to be a good conclusion to this series. I agree. I do. Yeah. A Dave Filoni trilogy than the stupidest sequel trilogy. I think a Dave Filoni trilogy would actually help the sequel trilogy. And I know there's a ton of sequel haters, and honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of the sequels. I'm not like a hater on the sequels. I don't love the sequels by any means. But I'm not like a crazy hater on the sequels. And my thing is, I do think you could make them better. And we just lost all of our viewers. There you go. Nobody likes when I talk about the sequel trilogy. Nobody likes when I have an open mind. Maybe you should try it sometime. Brandon says yes, but we also have more surviving Imperials like Brendo Hux, who is Brendel Hux. Oh, Hux's dad, who is working on Project Necromancer, which would be the Yuuzhan Vong clones. No, Project Necromancer is probably Palpatine. Probably. Darth Revan says, do the Yuuzhan Vong come after Abeloth in Legends? I forgot. If so, the Abeloth thing sets up so much stuff, but I'll probably be getting carried away. I believe Abeloth comes first. I'm not too sure. But I think the Yuuzhan Vong are kind of always just like set up as a future threat, you know? That's what I think we could be seeing here too. Star Wars Kata says, also, Rey Sloane served under Lord Vader before she became an Admiral. Also true. Darth Revan says, also, Jason Syndulla as Darth Caedus would be so cool. Oh, it would be amazing. It would be so damn cool. And that's why I want to see Thrawn kill Hera Syndulla. Just to see Jason fall to the dark side. Yeah. Aim Punch says, doesn't that mean that Ben Solo would kill Jason Syndulla at the Jedi Temple, though, if he was there? Yes, it would. And that would be disastrous. Disastrous. The view count goes down to 0, Mike. Good job. I'm sorry. I just mentioned the sequels once, and everybody checks out, you know? Kata says, I think fans went to the World Between Worlds and destroyed the sequels before it came true. Yeah, that's not happening. What if Jason becomes a Knight of Ren? That would be insane. I like Rey, so I'd love to see what Filoni would do with her. There you go. That's a good take. Whatever Dave touches, I think, turns to gold. I think that for sure. All right, let's keep going on this episode. I know we took a little bit of a break here, but that's okay. So we get Thrawn's appearance. We get Thrawn's first appearance and his undead army. I'm making a full-on video about his undead army that'll come out probably tomorrow at 12 p.m. We'll see. But yes. Thrawn's undead army. Get a cool look at Enoch here. I think Enoch's the next picture. Oh, no. This is the army. It's so cool, dude. They got the red cloths from the Night Sisters holding them together. They got the gold, piecing their armor together. Oh, it's so damn cool. And each individual stormtrooper has a different look. It's so damn cool. All the thought and stuff. And look, guys, did anybody notice this? Did anybody notice this? You got TIE fighters hanging up here. Are these TIE defenders? Are these TIE defenders back here? The Thrawn TIE defenders? Wouldn't they be on the Chimera when he left? We could be getting the redemption of the defenders. But yeah, that army looks so cool. And of course, Enoch. Now, Enoch's a very cool character. When he's giving Sabine her blasters and her lightsaber and saying, he says like, die something, or he literally tells her that she's going to die where she's going into this unknown where Sabine goes to find Ezra, and when she gets attacked by the what are they called, marauders or something, the samurai looking people. So he's just a very cool character. I don't think there's like any hidden meaning behind him. I think he's going to definitely be of significance moving forward. I just don't think he's somebody we already know, somebody we already know. Die well, yes, die well. Freaking brilliant. That's such a good line. So good. But moving on, we get, we skipped a bit here, but we do see, of course, Sabine get attacked by the Marauders, or the Bandits, that's what they're called. The Bandits that look like samurai, and she takes them all down. But then she ends up coming to these turtle people, the Naudi. They got the Naudi. And and she realizes that Ezra was with them at some point. She doesn't really know that he's with them now, but they notice that the thing on her shoulder, the symbol for the rebels, and of course the symbol this Naudi has on his necklace. And she doesn't speak the language, but the Naudi, like 10 of them pop out and they pull her to their village. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, this is a better look at the Naudi. I mean, you guys get crab vibes? I get turtle vibes 100%. I get the crab eyes maybe like that, but like the shell on the back, they're more turtle-like, But you can tell he's got the rebel symbol right there that Ezra crafted for him. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we get Ezra freaking Bridger. And I thought this was incredible. I thought this was the freaking... I literally, if you guys go back and watch the live stream, it hit me. It hit me hard when he popped out. Ooh, my God. Ezra's one of my favorite characters in Star Wars ever. And to see him so freaking unbelievably in live action, Iman, all props to you. Looks amazing. Space Jesus. Yeah, Space Jesus. Looks amazing. The blue eyes, fantastic. He's got the chainmail on. He looks like he's dirty. He's been here for 10 years. He's really living it up with these turtle people. It is an incredible first appearance from Ezra Bridger. Now, what's interesting here is with this conversation that the two of them have, Sabine is really like not giving Ezra any answers. Now, I think Ezra's probably hiding some stuff. I think he's hiding some stuff from Sabine. He's probably gone through a lot of things in the last 10 years, and maybe he even knows about this weird thing that's calling out to Baylan. Because if Thrawn knows about it, then probably Ezra does too. But Sabine is hiding a lot because he's like, oh, how are we getting home? Oh, how'd you get here? Oh, we won, right? And all this stuff, like, she's not answering. So this next episode is going to be a lot of explanation as to what's going on. How did all this happen? How did Sabine get here? What's going on with Ezra? Like, there's going to be a lot of explanation going on here. I hope we do get to see how Ezra and Thrawn survived that ride here, especially with the windows being cracked by the Purgle in the Chimera on their way here in Rebels. I hope we get a flashback of that. We get to see what his 10 years were like. Maybe he starts to tell Sabine about it, and we get to see flashbacks of the crash and then what he's doing for the next 10 years and his training or something like that. That would be amazing. So I do hope we get a lot of explanation in this next episode, along with a lot of story development for the characters. And I think it'll lead very well into a grand finale. But what's interesting, too, about this scene is Ezra being quite jolly and happy to see Sabine. He says, took you long enough, pretty much, and the two of them are pretty happy to see each other, of course, but I mean, it's been 10 years. You think you would be a little bit upset, a little bit upset, but it's whatever. Now let's go back to, wait 1 second. Well, let's take a second to linger on the Ezra Bridger. What do we think about Ezra Bridger? Wait, shit, don't do that. Don't do that. Go away. Fixed it. What do we think about Ezra Bridger's first live action appearance? What do we think? What do we think? Zoom in on that. There we go. Perfect. You gotta scroll up to see what you guys were saying. 1 sec. Star Wars Kata says, I think they aren't dead. You don't think the stormtroopers are dead? I think they're for sure 100% dead. Swagger Like Us says, there's no desert planet, no planet killer, no Palpatine, etc. Thank you, Dave Filoni, for giving us fans new, refreshing lore. It's true. There's no new Death Star. There's no Tatooine 2. There's no Jakku. There's no Pisana, all those desert planets from the sequels. And there's no Palpatine. Yes, true. Sequel trilogy ideas weren't bad, but they should have kept Finn as a Jedi. 100% agree. Finn says, man, seeing those Night Sisters just made me want live action Marin even more now. I know. Getting live action Marin and Cal Kestis now is going to be paid off even more. 100%. Aim Punch says, we know what happened to the Knights of Ren. Oh, yeah, we know what happened for the Knights of Ren, for sure. They get cast to the side for the entire trilogy, then they get killed by Ben Solo. Stupidly. Darth Revan says, haven't had this much fun theorizing about Star Wars in a while. It feels like post-episode 7 times. Could not agree with you more, Darth Revan. This is, I've said it for the last 6 months, this is the best time to be a Star Wars fan, and it's really sinking in right now. Literally all day today, I was so excited to do this live stream because I could not wait to speculate with you guys about so many different things. And we haven't even scratched the surface. We're an hour in, but we haven't even scratched the surface of what I want to talk about. So it is quite a fun time to be a Star Wars fan. And the theorizing is the best part. It's the best part. It really is. And honestly, I know we always say, oh, I can't wait till next episode. I honestly wish there was more time in between episodes because I want to make videos about all my different predictions and theories and stuff. You guys might get mad at me right now, but I want to make all those videos. I don't have enough time to make all those videos. I'm going to have a video come out tomorrow, a video come out Sunday, a video come out Monday, and maybe even a video come out Saturday. That's not enough time. That's only 3 or 4 videos to talk about all this stuff. It's crazy, but yeah. Could not agree with you more. This is a very fun time to be a Star Wars fan. I was just wondering if those were TIE Defenders back there. Yeah, I think they might be. I can't wait to hear them fly once again. I love the noises of the TIE Defenders. Yeah, they sounded very cool in Rebels. 100%. 100%. Finn says, what they use to fuel those TIEs, though? Well, I'm guessing they have some fuel left over. By the time they get back to the galaxy, they'll find a fuel depot probably somewhere. Star Wars Kata says, please, some good guys die in the Ahsoka series. I actually think you might see some. Maybe not like main ones like Ahsoka or Sabine or Ezra, but maybe some other ones. They look like grasshoppers. Space Jesus, yeah. Darth Revan says, when I saw the Nauri, I thought that they were devolved versions of the Rakata. Wouldn't be the first time that happened. Ooh, interesting. Devolved versions of the Rakata. I get that because the Rakata's eyes kind of come off the side of their faces, but they don't really look like the Rakata in any other aspects. You know? Ezra's one of my faves too. Yeah, Ezra looks fire. I could not agree with you more, Daylight. Could not agree with you more. Whoa, what the hell? Brandon says, could Enoch be the ghost of Farrell? Savage's brother, younger Knight brother from Clone Wars in trooper armor? I don't think so. I don't think it could be a Zabrak under there. I mean, it could be possible, but I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. You know? Daylight Rap says, oh yeah, I wonder how pissed Ezra's going to be when he finds out that Sabine lied. Oh yeah. I think he's going to be upset. And it's going to be interesting to see how Ezra reacts to that. Because we don't know where Ezra still is in his head right now. We do see he's definitely not dark side. He's a jolly, happy guy. But it doesn't mean he's not messed up in the head after being alone for 10 years. Honey Badger says, Ezra gonna lose it when Sabine tells him exactly what's going on. And now he has to fight Thrawn in an undead army of Night Sisters. Undead army with Night Sisters and 2 fallen Jedi. I know. He's probably going to be upset. He's like, us in what army? It's like just us 2 versus this whole entire army and Thrawn and Night Sisters and 2 fallen Jedi. Are you kidding me? I think Ezra already knows. I don't think so. Daylight Rap says, maybe the ride there with the crack in the ship is why all the stormtroopers died. Well, yeah, but wouldn't that mean Thrawn and Ezra die as well? Why didn't they die? Ezra looks great. He definitely does. I hope we see Kanan. I doubt you will, Michael, just because he's dead. But maybe in a flashback. You never know. Finn says, I know we won't get it, but I would love some flashbacks to sometime in the 10 years where Ezra is meditating and talking to Kanan's Force Ghost, or Force Voice. Yeah, I don't think you'll get that. You might get some flashbacks as to what Ezra's been up to all these years, but I don't think you'll get that. You know? Ezra looks and sounds great, in my opinion. Oh, yeah, he looks and sounds spectacular. Literally looks and sounds exactly like Ezra Bridger. And it's amazing. Your pal Joe says, Ezra is one of the best cast characters in a while. He is perfect. I agree. Lightwood says, yeah, they casted a good actor to play Ezra. He looks a lot like the animated character. Great match for all the characters. I agree. The contact lenses are a bit too sharp, but they are perfect, but they can perfect them over time. I don't really mind it unless it impacts the acting. Yeah, I think it's thanks for the hearts, guys. I think it's a little bit distracting and a little bit in your face, the blue, it's very blue, but that's what his eyes were. And I think it's probably his surroundings that make them pop a little bit more. He's in very dirty clothes. He's in literally just a dirty place. So it might change a little bit. Thanks for the hearts, guys. Makes me smile. Your pal Joe says, I think Ezra and Sabine look and sound perfect. Could not agree with you more. I think a lot of the characters do. Hera, Thrawn, all these characters that were brought into live action are incredible. Star Wars Kato says, Palpatine must be everywhere. He is behind everything. I don't think so. I don't think he's behind everything right now. I think you will get some sort of teases towards Palpatine, maybe. Not in this show, but maybe in the movie. We'll see. I wonder where Barriss Offee could be. Maybe she didn't survive. I mean, we like the Barriss Offee theories, but maybe she just didn't survive. I'm loving the hearts, guys, by the way. If I didn't mention that already 10 times. Austin says, maybe Cad Bane will come back. I would love to see Cad Bane come back. That would be amazing. Cad Bane's one of my favorite bounty hunters ever. Jay says, I can't believe that there's only 2 more episodes left. I know, Jay. Don't even remember my... Why would you say something like that? Why would you say something like that? I know. 2 episodes left is a bummer, but we got a lot to speculate about this week, and I'm guessing we'll have a lot to speculate about next week. And then going into the finale, we're going to be doing the second giveaway for the channel. So if you want to be entered automatically into that giveaway, you have to become a member. We do giveaways at least once a month, if not more. We have 7 members right now, and we're giving away something enormous, bigger than we've ever given away, even though we've only had one other giveaway, but we don't mention that. It's a Lego Captain Rex helmet, so you're going to want that. Yeah, the Rex giveaway. Yeah, it's going to be epic. No, that was not the TIE Defenders, was it not? Damn. It should have been. Swagger Like Us says, never seen a cast that perfectly mimicked their animated / comic book / video game / novel counterparts. Still surreal watching Rebels Season 5 in live action. I know, it really is like Rebels Season 5 in live action. Especially in this episode where it's the Ahsoka show, but we're not even following Ahsoka. I shall continue to watch the stream on the playback tonight, but I unfortunately have to go. May the Force be with you, Mike, and may the Force be with you all. See you guys Saturday night. Don't worry about it, Badger. You got your own stream? What's going on? Michael says, that's what I meant as a flashback. Oh, okay. Also, smash a like button. All of you. Wait, I smashed a like button. All of you do the same. Thanks, Badger. Thanks. Lightwood says, Ariana Greenblatt as Ahsoka, young Ahsoka, was awesome. Good match on that casting too. Yeah, the casting has been incredible. Dave Filoni's knocked it out of the park, and I'm sure he had last say on all of these casting. He's really knocked it out of the park with everybody. Darth Revan says, imagine the next episode is just Ezra's flashbacks showing us what he's been up to. I'd be down for that a few months before the show came out. I heard rumors that they were planning on an Ezra show. A show about his time in exile. That would be cool. I don't know if you could do a whole show about that. People would kind of be checked off of that just because we know what happens, And not all that much can really happen in that time. So we'll see. We shall see. Kata says, good news. Anakin will be in the next episode. That's what I hear. I hear that we'll see Anakin again. Now, I think it might just be a hologram, like a training hologram or something like that. But we'll see. Yeah. Humble Genius. What's up, Humble Genius? Who is the Night Mother? Who is the Night Mother's adversary? Like Baylan's references. The Night Mother's adversary, like Baylan references. The Night Sisters. Oh, like Baylan says that they were destroyed. Yeah. So who Baylan's calling out to is what you're saying. Yeah. Let's dive into that. Okay. Baylan. Let's go back to it. This picture right here. Baylan and Shin have a weird two weird conversations in this episode. And the second of which talks when they're in the desert, talks about, or not desert, but like in the wastelands, they talk about how Thrawn is running away from something and Baylan wants to stay here and somebody is calling to him. And Shin's like, well, if Thrawn's running, we should probably be running too. And he's like, no. We're going to stay. We're going to get this power. And we're going to be more powerful than anybody else. And we're going to stop this endless cycle of the good and evil going back and forth. And we're going to end the cycle from the beginning. He says from the beginning, which is interesting. Very, very interesting. He says from the beginning. Maybe he's talking about a beginning character like the Rakata. Maybe he's talking about Abeloth, who's been around since the beginning pretty much. We don't know who he's talking about, but I'd love to hear you guys' theories. Who do you guys think that Baylan is talking about? What do we think? Should we pull it up? Can we even pull that up? Because so many different options. What do you guys think? Who is Baylan referring to? Who, not only, like, whoever this person is, not only are they extremely important, but they most likely wiped out the entire race of Night Sisters on this planet, but they also are big and bad enough to scare away Thrawn. It's very interesting that the Night Sisters and Thrawn are buddy-buddy. Why would the Night Sisters and Grand Admiral Thrawn be friends? Let's break this down, okay? Thrawn crashes into this planet, let's just say. He crashes into Peridia. And he's met by Night Sisters, let's say. Why would the Night Sisters want to help Thrawn? First of all, they wouldn't know who Thrawn is. Second of all, they have no reason to help Thrawn. He's a guy who just crashed into his planet. What is the purpose of the Night Sisters wanting to help Thrawn? I think that Thrawn struck a deal with these Night Sisters. I think that Thrawn struck a deal with the Night Sisters to not only bring back his army to protect them from this threat, whatever it is. They use on Vong, the Grisk, Abeloth, who knows? Whoever it may be, the Rakata, we don't know. Whoever it may be. He struck a deal with the Night Sisters to bring back his army to protect them. But not only that, to take this. Let me do this 1 second. See if it pops up here. To take this. What do you guys think are in these crates? What do you guys think? What do you think is in these crates? What do we think? It could be Night Sisters, dead Night Sisters. Could be. Could be Moff Gideon clones. Dead warriors, dead Night Sisters. Definitely dead bodies. They could all be like tombs. But why would Thrawn strike a deal with the Night Sisters? Kyber crystals. Ooh, that would be interesting. Why would Thrawn strike a deal with the Night Sisters to bring his army back to life, to use the dark magic to help him like resurrect his army and probably fix his chimera? Why would he strike a deal with them? And then why would the Night Sisters want him to take these crates? And by the way, Morgan Elsbeth says it will take them 3 days. 3 whole days to load these crates. That's how many crates there are. Why would the Night Sisters want Thrawn to take these crates and take them to the Star Wars galaxy we know and love? Could be to see stormtroopers, but then again, if they're stormtroopers, why would the Night Sisters want Thrawn to take them? It was a part of their deal that he has to take them. What the frick is in these boxes, ladies and gentlemen? It could be dead Night Sisters, and maybe they can only be resurrected on Dothamir or something. I don't know. Whatever it is, not only is Thrawn running from this threat, the Night Sisters are running from this threat. They want these crates as far away from this threat as possible. Whatever this overarching threat, whatever's calling out to Baylan is scary enough, evil enough, bad enough to be scaring away Grand Admiral Thrawn, who has an army of sorts. Night Sisters took out the Night Sisters. And I'm sure Ezra Bridger himself in this next episode is going to explain to Sabine that this threat is scary as balls. But what is it? What is the threat? What is going on here? What do we think? What's in the box? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. What do we think? Knowing Filoni is probably a Legends deep cut. It could be. Could be. Moff Gideon's clones. Duh, yeah. Yeah. Because Thrawn is that guy, or because the Night Sisters owed the Chiss something. But why would the Night Sisters owe the Chiss something? Definitely dead bodies in the crates. Could be. But why would they want to transport these dead bodies back to the Star Wars galaxy? Makes no sense. It's part of the deal. For Thrawn being kept alive and his army being brought back to life, that's his side of the deal. The Night Sisters get these crates taken with him. But why? Kyber Crystal, dead Night Sisters maybe, or some more dead stormtroopers. But again, why would they insist that they take the dead stormtroopers? Morgan said that it's a catacomb. The catacombs were very packed. Yes, true. And catacombs refer to a burial ground almost. Like the tower is probably filled with dead people. Because the Night Sisters want to go out of this galaxy. But it doesn't seem like these 3 Night Sisters are leaving with them. It doesn't. It seems like they're honestly staying there. So why are they sending all these other dead Night Sisters out? It's interesting. It's interesting. I think it's impossible to guess correctly. I don't know. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Didn't Morgan say that there was catacombs? Yes, it is. Aren't people dead in catacombs? Yes, true. But why would they want to bring dead people with them? It makes no sense. I think it's Night Sisters wanting to bring them back to life to the height of their power. But why? And where? And how? To regrow on Dathomir? That is probably and most likely the only correct answer. Because other than that, I can't think of a single other thing that makes sense. It has to be dead Night Sisters. The deal must have been for Thrawn to take them to Dathomir and them come back to life. And maybe you'll just get hundreds. Because if it takes 3 days to load all these, there's so many crates. You could get hundreds of Night Sisters back alive in the Star Wars galaxy. And we don't even know the full power of these Night Sisters, so it's possible that they could be extremely, extremely powerful. So, yeah, that'd be insane. Could bring back Maul. Yeah, I mean, with Night Sisters, you could. You could bring back anybody at this point. Nobody's ever truly gone. Maybe Thrawn wants to bring back a clone of Maul, similar to George Lucas's sequel trilogy. That's possible. You have to remember Thrawn has the cloning stuff, Mount Tantus. Even Dave Filoni's already mentioned that Mount Tantus was set up in the Bad Batch for future events in live action. Night Sisters want to come back to Dathomir so they can make the Night Sisters alive again. That's possible. Possible. Somehow Palpatine returned. Oh, God, no. Yeah, all those boxes are just actually different pieces of Palpatine's body. Yep. Darth Revan says, whatever the big threat is here has to be force sensitive. So it can't be the Yuzan Vong. You can't sense those in the force. Yeah, but they're not. Baylan's not sensing them in the force because Shin doesn't. Shin doesn't. Doesn't seem like Ezra does. They're calling out to Baylan. It's very different. They're calling out to Baylan. Very different. Very, very different. Michael says, what if they are deceased Jedi? We see in the tombs in Kenobi, and Thrawn's plan is to bring Ezra in. I don't think so. Aim Punch says, dark science, cloning, secrets only the Sith knew. Well, what if Thrawn, instead of using cloning like he does in Legends and Mount Tantus and all this stuff, he uses Night Sisters instead. And instead of cloning, he's really just reanimating or bringing back to life all these older characters. Thrawn Anakin, what's up, Thrawn Anakin, says, I loved Lars Mikkelsen's performance in this episode. Yeah, me too. Me too. And 96% of you guys agree too. Finn says, the boxes are just full of snacks for Thrawn when he gets hungry/hangry. There you go. Kata says, Maybe Thrawn wants to make a super weapon. Oh God, another Death Star, another Death Star. Darth Revan says, but how could they call out without using the Force? That's interesting. Well, we don't know. The Night Sisters called out to Morgan Elsbeth without the Force. We really don't know. And whoever it is has an extreme power that we have no idea, and we can't even imagine what it could be. And maybe it's through the Force, maybe it's an Abeloth character, but maybe it's something new. Maybe it's something else. Because the Yuuzhan Vong, even in Legends, it's not explored as much as you would think. The Rakata is explored pretty well. Maybe it's the Rakata, because the Rakata have Force sensibilities, and they actually use Force-sensitive people to, like, actually power their stuff. So maybe, I don't know. It's crazy. It is crazy. Aim Punch says, I hope Qui-Gon gets resurrected. Imagine Qui-Gon comes back. I seriously doubt it. Jay says, do you think that Thrawn will clone Maul instead of Luke? It's possible. If Dave Filoni wants to go that crazy, that would just be insane. And it is, I guess, possible, but I doubt it. I would say it's less likely, but it's possible. Michael says, maybe it could be similar to a creature like the Bendu. It could be like the Bendu. Here's the thing. I think it's somebody that we already know. The same reason I don't think that Enoch is somebody we know, I think whoever's calling out to Baylan is somebody that we know. Because of the not getting to the point of it, the alluding to it, but not telling us. All this mystery is to make us sit here like we are right now and speculate about it because we don't know. And Dave wants us to do that because he did that and he loves that side of the Star Wars universe. He wants us to scratch our heads and think of what the hell this could possibly be, because maybe some of us are right, maybe some of us are wrong, but we don't know. And I'm loving the theories. I'm absolutely loving the theories. Revan says, very unlikely that Thrawn wants to make a super weapon. He was completely against the Death Star. That's true. He was very against the Death Star. He wanted to make the TIE Defenders instead. Yeah, I agree. Kata says, Night Sisters use some kind of dark force. Maybe Thrawn wants to make more Star Destroyers. Yeah, but whatever's in those boxes wouldn't be enough to build a Star Destroyer. Swagger says, reanimated zombie death troopers. Secret cargo looks like caskets, so perhaps reanimated Rakata. Oh my god, if there were Rakata, that would be insane, but I don't think so. Finn says, could be the Bendu / very distant, Bendu's very distant cousin. It could be. Revan says, I heard a theory that it is the Star Forge, but I don't know about that. I've heard that theory. I have heard the whole Star Forge thing. And the Star Forge could be possible, but again, I think it's unlikely. The Star Forge also would it be able to exist in this new galaxy? It's the Smoke clone. Oh, Snoke clone, you mean? Snoke? Oh, God, no. I don't think it's Snoke. I don't think it actually has anything to do with the First Order or Palpatine or anything like that. I think it solely has something to do with Night Sisters and Thrawn and all this other stuff. Brandon says, Thrawn might use his secret crate to build a super weapon to eliminate all his opponents of the New Republic, including Ezra. I just don't think it's a super weapon, but maybe. What's in the box? I know. Jay says, maybe he is trying to bring the Bendu back and become friends with him. Oh, well, there you go. That would be a nice happy ending. That would be a nice happy ending. Austin says, tell us about the Star Forge. Do you guys want to go on a deep dive on the Star Forge? Let's do it. Star Forge. Should we watch like a video on it or something? Let's see what comes up. So the Star Forge, let me pull this up right here. Star Forge was created by the Rakata. So again, very similar to what we were seeing with the Rakatan map on Cetos. It was created by the Rakata. You see, like in the Old Republic, you see Darth Revan. He's called to it, like all that stuff. But let's read the entire description of the Star Forge, because maybe you're right. Maybe this is what we're looking at here. if it's ancient Mercadon, maybe we're going the Starforge route. We're on Wikipedia. So, oh, no, we're not. We're on, oh, yeah, we are. Wikipedia. Let's take it with a grain of salt. There's a lot of people don't really like the Wikipedia. So Starforge looked like this, by the way. The Starforge was a giant automatic shipyard designed to create the most powerful army of all time. It was constructed by the Rakatan Infinite Empire in 30,000 BBY, 5,000 years before the rise of the Galactic Empire. Oh, wait, what? 5,000 years before the rise of the Galactic Empire. The Starforge drew energy and matter from a nearby star, which, when combined with the power of the Force, was able to create an endless supply of ships, droids, and other war materials. The Rakata, also known as the Builders, constructed the massive space station through the use of slaves from many subject worlds, including Belsavis, sure, Corellia, Coruscant, Dantooine, Darral, Duro, Kashyyyk, Manan, Salonia, I'm probably butchering half of these, and Tatooine. This technological marvel came at a terrible cost, as the Rakata were by nature a cruel and savage species. The Starforge began feeding off these negative traits, inherited in its own creators. As a result, the Starforge became an immense tool of dark side power. The Starforge, now a fusion of technology and dark side energies, began corrupting the Rakata in order to gain the immense power it required to operate itself, and ultimately caused the collapse of the Rakatan Empire. Aware of the semi-living superweapon's abilities to corrupt its users, Darth Revan limited his contact with the dark side artifact to avoid allowing it to control him as it did the Rakatans. His apprentice Darth Malak, on the other hand, planned to explore deeper into the Starforge after deposing of his master. So this all happens kind of in the Old Republic, in a lot of the novels and the games. But the Starforge is a very, very cool thing. Going back, if we are going back to the Rakata, and the Starforge is going to be brought into canon, that's going to be some cool ass shit. The Rakata really, really, really went with the dark side, and even with the technology that they created was like imbued with the dark side. Like the dark side was literally injected in all their creations. So the Starforge is an interesting thing because, like it says here, Revan goes there with his apprentice, Darth Malak, and Revan doesn't want to, he knows about the power of the Starforge, and he doesn't want it to corrupt him, but his apprentice has a different idea. So that's just like the TLDR on the Starforge, but if you want to read more into it, it is a pretty damn cool thing. And the whole Old Republic stuff is so damn cool. That's why I do hope that the Dawn of the Jedi movie gets made, because then you open up a whole new realm and a whole new era of Star Wars. You can go back even further to the Rakatan Empire. You can go forward to the Old Republic. You get endless opportunities if you go back to the beginning. You know? Hope that answered your questions, Austin. Kata says, Thrawn can't clone Luke, but Palpatine can because he has his hand from Empire Strikes Back. It's possible. It's possible. And that could be why Luke goes into hiding, is because Palpatine can clone him. Finn says, Thrawn just wants a friend. Confirmed. Yeah, yeah, I guess so. He just wants friends. Jay says, how has Thrawn not found Ezra yet? Well, Ezra does have the Force. So that alone probably allows him to elude Thrawn. And he probably could have eluded Sabine too if he wanted to, but he, of course, wanted to see Sabine. Yeah. Kata says maybe the Bendu sees the end of Thrawn in Ahsoka series, not in Rebels. That's true. Bendu does tell Thrawn that he's going to lose. And he technically does, but not in the way that he thought. Michael says, would Thrawn go straight to Coruscant or to Lothal? I don't think he would go either. I think he would probably go to where the Imperial Remnant is. Who knows where that would be, but Probably meet up with them and then go from there. Maybe go take over Coruscant. Please check this theory. What theory? Austin says, that's interesting. Yeah, it is. Lightwood says, dark side tech equals yay. That's cool. It is very cool. The Starforge is a cool thing, but again, it would exist in the Star Wars galaxy. It wouldn't exist in this new galaxy. You know? Jay says, I love the Old Republic. When do you think that Lucasfilm will get to it? Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. And I think Dave Filoni will probably want to get to it pretty quickly. I thought Thrawn would kill Sabine. No, he's kind of using Sabine, but like doesn't really care if Sabine comes back alive or not. Like he's leaving regardless. Revan says, I want it to be Abeloth or the Yuzon Vong more than the Starforge because I feel like Abeloth and the Vong sets up so many specific characters and stories where the Starforge doesn't set up any specifics. That's true. But what if it's like old Rakatan and they mention the Starforge? Like what if it's an ancient Rakatan like it was in the leaks and he's maybe the last of the Rakatan or something along those lines and he knows about the Starforge and then we get the Starforge in the original galaxy. We know Luke's hand was on Exegol. Do we? Is that like confirmed? Confirmed. Revan says, because it exists throughout various eras, but it would still be very cool. Oh yeah, the Starforge would be very cool, 100%. Maybe the Rakata built multiple Starforges. No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure the Starforge was like this crazy hard task. Of course, they had slaves from like 10 different planets working on it. You know. Yes, in the Darth Vader comics. Wow, I did not know that actually. But Dave Filoni changes comics all the time. But we do know that they have the hand. Yeah. Okay, one other crazy thing that I need your help on trying to decipher is this. I'm not going to be able to find it. But in this scene, this very same scene, about what's in the box, Thrawn is talking to the Night Sisters. This is how we close out the episode. With Thrawn and the Night Sisters. And the Night Sisters say, Ahsoka is coming. There's a Jedi on the way. And Thrawn's like, I thought you said Ahsoka was dead. Looks over at Morgan Elsbeth and was like, I thought you said she was dead. What the hell's this? And she's like, that's impossible, blah, blah, blah. And Thrawn's like, I thought you knew that, he says something like, death is not resurrection, something, says something about resurrection and Jedi and Night Sisters. And it's poking fun at, like, of course, Palpatine returning and the sequel trilogy in general. But it's also interesting because Thrawn doesn't know who Ahsoka is, which a lot of people were actually upset about. And I'm intrigued to know, or to obviously see Thrawn's whole experience with finding out about Ahsoka. And that because he knows who Anakin is, and Anakin's Padawan, he's going to be like, okay, I can mess with her head, but talking about Anakin, because I know about Anakin, and I know he turned into Vader, because Thrawn is that good. So, Baylan even says in episode 4, Baylan even says not many people knew about what Anakin became. And that could be foreshadowing that Thrawn does, and he's going to say it straight to Ahsoka's face, which is bonkers. But with all that being said, what I want you guys' help with is after Thrawn says that to Morgan Elsbeth, he asks the Night Sisters, he says, I require your dark magic one more time. And their response is, the thread of destiny demands it. What the fuck is the thread of destiny? Now, I made a short on this yesterday. Did any of you guys see that short? Give me one into the chat if you saw the short. I made a short on this, and I compared the thread of destiny to possibly being like the Night Sisters version of the Force, of the wills of the Force, and what that all means. Now, yeah, you guys saw the, oh, cool, you guys saw the short? That's cool. Now, the thread of destiny is a complete freaking mystery to me. I don't know what it is. but just by the sounds of it, the thread of destiny demands it. It's referring to a higher power like the Force, like the wills of the Force, that demand the help of the Night Sisters to Grand Admiral Thrawn. It's a lot like Anakin Skywalker had to be created to be the chosen one, because the Force knew that Palpatine and Plagueis were planning up this thing. So Anakin was the rebuttal to that in the Force, like through the will of the Force. So maybe the wills of the Force, or the will of the Force, is the same as the thread of destiny for the Night Sisters. Maybe. Maybe. Let's see what you guys think. Revan says, I think the Old Republic is going to come soon. I feel like they are working their way towards the Dawn of the Jedi in the High Republic in the KOTOR remake. Yeah, I think so too. Original or prequels? You mean like the trilogy? Original as a whole trilogy, but prequels, Revenge of the Sith is the best. Yeah. What's up, Nico? Nico retracts his thing, but what's up, Nico? Darth Revan says, I didn't see the short because this is my first video of you, but I'll probably check it out later. Hey, thanks, Revan. And don't forget to hit that subscribe and the bell. Swagger Leah says, Baylan's sensing the greater power might connect to the Rakata being a part of Filoni's original plan for animated Rebels Season 5. In Andor, Luthen shop features the Rakadan artifacts and Mortis Godstone. Yeah, and they talk about the Rakadan Empire when he gives him the Kyber Crystal. So I do think the Rakadan Empire is going to be involved in this show, and maybe it's an ancient Rakadan that is waiting, but we'll see. Already subscribed. You're the best, Darth Revan. You're the best. I'm losing my voice. All right. Revan says, thread of destiny equals will of the Force, maybe? I think so, but I don't think it's the same thing. The thread of destiny demands it. That's freaking bold and crazy. Nico says, the wills and the thread of destiny are maybe the same. I don't know about the same, but they're like similar concepts, just for two different things, you know? Yeah, no. Maybe the thread of destiny is what Baylan is sensing? No, probably not. Finn says, oh wait, what? And don't forget to become a member too. Yeah. Well, not everybody can become a member because not everybody has the moolah lying around, but just becoming a subscriber is all I can ask in watching the videos. But if you do have that moolah, you know, if you want to change your life forever, become a member. Jay says, I think it means that the Thrawn, what? I think that means that the Thrawn, that makes no sense. / Chiss are working with the Night Sisters to stop a greater bad. No. Yapal Joe says, one of the most underrated classic Star Wars games is the Episode 3 game. Oh yeah, Revenge of the Sith, the video game is amazing. The lightsaber techniques are on spot, and you tell them, Finn. Yeah, no, the Revenge of the Sith game is actually incredible, but what's crazy is actually, like, you can kill Obi-Wan in it. It has a different ending than the movie. Swagger the Gus says, Darth Revan, exactly. Disney says, let Dave cook. I agree. Let Dave cook 100%. 100%. I think there's so much other stuff we're supposed to be talking about right now, and for the life of me, I can't remember it off the top of my head. Anything you guys wanted to talk about? Any theories you guys had about maybe Baylan or Shin or Thrawn or what's going on here? Anything? Originals or prequels? I thought I just answered that. Original trilogy, better. Revenge of the Sith, the best. Thanks for the hearts, by the way, and the 100%. Gotta get to work on this video after this live stream about Thrawn's army. Let's end this poll. Let's see where this ended at. 96% of you. Finn, are you kidding me? 96% of you say yes, you did like Thrawn's appearance, and that's great. But the math ain't mathin'. Revan says, do you think somebody is going to get left behind? Maybe Ahsoka in Peridia? I think Baylan and Shin will, but through their own free will. You know, I think they'll decide to stay there. You know. Finn says, when Dave cooks, it's okay. But yet, when I cook, I get raided by the FBI like Walter White. Yeah, true, Finn. I don't know what's up with that. Nico says, I'm just ready for the final 2 episodes of this. I need more answers. I know there's so many questions right now, and we're just sitting here speculating, but we need answers. Yeah. Jay says, what about the end of the episode with Shin and Baylan in the Badlands? Yeah, so that's kind of when they have the conversation about staying, and that this thing is calling to him, and that Shin doesn't hear it. And actually, yeah, they do see the bandits up on they're going to have a conversation with the bandits. The bandits aren't fighting them. They're actually going to talk with the bandits. That's going to be pretty cool. Finn says, sorry about the math, Mike. Yeah, get on that, Finn. What the hell? Baylan will betray Thrawn's stormtroopers and will kill him? I don't think so. Thrawn's not dying anytime soon. Aim Punch says, isn't Ahsoka supposed to be dead eventually? Well, she is eventually going to die. I mean, everybody dies. But does she die before the sequel trilogy or after? I don't know. What do you guys think? Put a 1 into the chat if you think Ahsoka will live past the sequel trilogy, and put a 2 into the chat if you think she will die before the sequel trilogy. Rey heard her. Yes, Rey did hear her, but that doesn't mean that she was dead. She could have just been reaching out through the Force and talking to her. 2, you guys think she's dead? Oh, we got some ones. We got a yes. That doesn't make sense. 2. Ooh, interesting. You guys think she's dead? I think she's going to survive past the sequel trilogy. I do. I think if Dave has anything to do with it, he is going to keep her alive. How long is episode 7? We don't know. I don't think yet. I'm pretty sure. I haven't seen anything about it. I'll keep you updated, Swagger. Why don't the polls add up to 100? I don't know. They're always off by like 1 or 2%, and it makes no sense at all. None at all. Kata says, Ahsoka must be dead. Not necessarily. Rey heard her voice. It's true, but that doesn't mean she's dead. That does not mean she's dead. Even Dave Filoni said it. He was asked about it. Yeah, no. Nico says, margin of error for the polls. Yeah, there's always, well, let's see. 26 people voted. Can 26 people vote? And let's see. If one person votes no, and the rest vote yes, what's the percentage of that? Maybe it's because it doesn't add up to 100. Maybe you're right. Doesn't mean she's dead. Of course, Filoni would say that, smack my head, shake my head, so much hate, stomp my hippos, slap my hiney. What does this stand for? Yeah, well, of course, Filoni's probably going to keep Ahsoka alive as well. Kata says, I have a hard question. Let's hear it, Kata. YouTube math just never be mathin'. I guess YouTube just hasn't figured out the math yet. Whoa, calm down there, Mike. I'm sorry. Shaking my head. Is it shaking my head? I think from now on, if you guys say SMH, I'm just going to come up with a brand new, amazing, awesome, cool acronym for you guys. So, yeah. I think if you guys do that for almost everything, I don't know. LMAO. I'm just going to come up with random words. That's the new thing. Okay? So, for the 13 people that are here, when we have way more people here and I'm doing that, only you guys will be in on the joke and it'll be hilarious. I'll be like, what do you llamas make a onion? What? What? So I don't even understand what some of these actually are. The NEST acronym, GCFO, Group Cup Food Off. What the hell's a Group Cup Food Off? IYKYK. Ion. The K is tough. The K is real tough. I'll give you that. Okay, stuff. Now this is the content I came here for. Became a member for. There you go. Yeah, Finn, we'll be getting the members Discord up very soon. Probably after Ahsoka, just because I've been so busy with the Ahsoka show. But after Ahsoka, we will. Yeah. Lick only lollipops? Wait, what? What does GCFO actually stand for? I feel stupid. I don't know. Kata says George Lucas said Chosen One should destroy the dark side, but the Father was kind of the chosen one, until Anakin and tells Anakin that he must replace him. So Anakin should bring balance to the dark side and the light. Yeah, the whole Chosen One prophecy is kind of like a up for your own interpretation type thing. Yeah. Oh, good cups follow orders. Oh, it was an abbreviation that we made for the channel, and I didn't even know it. That's hilarious. I didn't even know that. That's so funny. Oh, that's so funny. That's hilarious. Where's that stupid button? Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. So this is the good cup. It follows orders. For those of you who are new around here, Darth Revan, shouting out to you. This is the good cup. It follows orders. Clearly, it's been through some rough times, and that's why it's a good cup, and it follows orders. So whenever I pull it out, because it's a big-ass cup, because I start with this cup, and then I pull out this cup, and then I start drinking out of this cup, you're supposed to say good cups follow orders, and I did not realize that there was an abbreviation for that, but that's fucking hilarious. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. Where is that stupid button is a great one. Where's that stupid button? That's awesome. That's awesome. Cup 99. Yeah, got it. Cup order 66. Yeah. Revan says, do you think more Sith or dark side will show up post sequel? If so, how will they tie into the Chosen One prophecy? I think the Chosen One prophecy is done. I think Anakin was the Chosen One, and that's that. And I think actually episode 5 did kind of do that too. It did kind of do that too. So. Whoa, Joe, calm down. Fuck you people, Joe. I'm gonna have to put you in a timeout, Joe. That's not nice. Sorry, I make myself laugh. Kata says, so maybe Jedi are evil. And wait, so maybe Jedis are evil, and because of them, the galaxy became like this. Maybe if they didn't make Anakin if they don't make Anakin the Chosen One, then nothing happens. Well, yeah, the Jedi were clearly corrupt, 100%. They were clearly corrupt, and by the end, at least. Maybe they were better at one point. Whoa, Joe, that was uncalled for. I know, right? What the hell? I'm not saying that one. Okay. I just thought of one for LMFAO and definitely not saying it. Swagger Lega says, I can't see Filoni killing off any rebels specters before we fans get to see a full Rebels reunion scene with Zeb and Callus. Take notes, JJ and Ryan Johnson. I know. It's a little too late for them to take notes, but that's okay. Yeah. Make Anakin a Jedi? What do you mean? He is. I had to. I'm secretly a Sith. Oh no. Oh no. Aim Punch says, I hope that's that. I don't want to see Anakin in the future. No offense, Anakin should be a Filoni thing. I agree. I think Anakin should be kind of packaged away as the father, you know? We'll see. Roll on football logo? That makes no sense, Finn. I don't know what you're talking about. Austin Snow says, and they serve the Senate. Nico is the Senate. Holy crap. Jesus Christ. Calm down. All right, we're getting a little bit too out there, and I'm running on low fumes, and I have to keep doing this working on this video for you guys, because it's got to come out tomorrow at 12, so we'll get on that. Boy, you only boobs. What? Aim Punch says, it's treason then. It is. Okay, so I don't understand half these acronyms, and I feel like you guys are just making them up as we go. So I'm going to get on out of here. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you for sticking around with me. Of course, another stream on Saturday I will have my thoughts more organized, and we can speculate a little bit more and predict on what's coming in the next episode. As always, you guys are the absolute best, greatest community in the Star Wars fandom, of course. And I said the B word? No, I didn't. I did not say such thing. I didn't say such thing. There is no proof. The Republic so far feels like the antagonist of Ahsoka. The New Republic. Yeah, kind of. I mean, they do keep saying no, but it's definitely Thrawn. Boy, you only beatbox is a System of the Dawn song. I have no idea what that means. But yes, before you go, answer my question. Let's see what your question was. Please, what's your question? Say the question. Where's the question? Oh, I see it. Anakin choke son and daughter, and Palpatine choke Vader in the comics. So Palpatine is the chosen one now? No. It doesn't go by who chokes who. That's not what it means. Darth Revan says, if Anakin is the father and Ahsoka is the daughter, who is the son? Well, Honey Badger, who's not in here anymore, but he always loves to say it's Darth Maul, which is a good take. It has to be somebody who's pure evil, you know? So it can't be like Ezra because he's a good guy. Can't be Luke because he's a good guy. Can't be even Ben Solo because he ends up being good and he was good at some point. It has to be somebody who's like pure evil almost their entire life, and that's Darth Maul. So Maul would be a good take. I don't know. Maybe somebody else. We'll see. Jar Jar could be the son, for sure. All right, I am going to get on out of here. You guys are the absolute best. Watch out for that video tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come to the premiere, #premiere people. The more people we get at those premieres, the better it is for the algorithm. So, yeah. Come by those things. Smash a like on this video if you liked it. Hit subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video, and my pretty face will show up in the recommended feed of yours. We got 2 more weeks of Ahsoka, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be 2 incredible weeks. So let's have a blast with it. Of course, become a member. It'll change your life forever. Become a member of the channel. Support the channel by hitting that join button in the description below, or there should be a join button next to that subscribe button as well. So we'll see you guys on Saturday. We'll have another amazing stream as well. Who wins, Jar Jar or Rey? Jar Jar, of course. And may the Force be with you. Always, 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 always. Where is that freaking button? Oh my God. Where's that stupid button? Are you kidding me? You guys think this is a joke, but this button literally disappears every freaking stream, and it pisses me off. Where's that? Where is that stupid button? What a great stream. What a great show. You guys are the absolute best. Shout out to all you newcomers. Shout out to all you regulars. Shout out to all of you guys for being amazing. Have a great rest of your evening. Have a great rest of your lives. And good night, everybody.